Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've made one of these. Over the holidays, I kind of slacked off a little bit on making these videos, but I'm back at it again, hopefully. It is kind of tough to make these kind of videos when my car is in storage because my channel obviously revolves around the speed. Anyways, as you can see, there's a whiteboard behind me. Basically, this used to be the whiteboard I used to study with when I was in college. I used to do all my equations and all that shit on that. And when I graduated, I no longer needed it, so I decided to create a parts list of all the parts I wanted to put onto my Mazdaspeed when I had first gotten it. It was mostly made for a joke. I kind of just sat down one day bored and decided to write this up. I didn't actually think I'd end up getting as many of these things as I actually have done already. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that today and go through this whole list and just kind of talk about some things. But before we get into it, I made this. This has been here for about 2 years now. I never touch it. It's kind of just a reminder that if you try and you work and you put your mind to something, you can actually get it done. And to see it physically written out like this and to be able to check off what you've done is actually a really good feeling. Like I said, this was made about 2 years ago, so it was mostly made for a joke. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys my dreams parts list for my speed. Yeah, let's get right into it.
I've been in my zone, bitch, I'm in my bag. I really don't know how I got the swag, how I got the juice. I'm just getting loose, I'm just warming up. This ain't nothing.
We'll start with interior. Well, first of all, we'll start with the title. It says how to fix a race car. I'm not sure really why I did that. I think it was mostly because at the time my turbo was blown and at idle it smoked. If any of you guys saw my older videos from like a year ago, you know that I had a blown turbo. It was really bad. The seals on it were awful. It smoked everywhere. So I made this around the time that turbo blew. So I think that's what that title means, how to fix a race car, but who the hell knows. Up here it says nothing is broken, dummy. I'm not sure. Whatever. Clean the fucking thing, man. Really dope. I guess it was really dirty at the time. I'm really particular with having my car as clean as possible, inside and outside. I wash my car like 3 times a week in the summer. I just love having it clean, and I have a little bit OCD with having dirty paint, so. But that's for the interior. I like to have my interior clean as well. White carbon fiber wrap for dash panels. Dragon laminates. There's a site called Dragon Laminates, and they have a bunch of basically laminates and films that you can put over your headlights, your fog lights, and all that stuff. They do have this white carbon fiber wrap that I used to really like, and I wanted to do the whole interior of my car in it, but I never got around to doing that. Next thing is fix and add blue hooker lights. The hooker lights are the red lights in the footwells of my Speed, and the driver's side and the passenger side. The stock ones are blue, and I swapped them out for some red ones. I think I bought at Walmart or something, and they weren't really working right, so I rewired them, and now they're pretty good. JDM rear view, cause drift life. Yeah, that pretty well says it all, cause drift life in a front wheel drive car. Yeah, okay. There's a funny story behind that. By JDM rear view, I basically just mean those wide rear view mirrors that you put over your stock ones. They just clip on or whatever, and you can see your blind spots with them better. I was at a party one time at my buddy's house, and I was upstairs taking a piss, and there was actually one just sitting on the counter. So being my drunk self, I grabbed it and I ran downstairs and I asked him, like, man, how much money do you want for this? And he's just like, I don't even know what that is, dude. You can just take it. So I was just super stoked on that. I got a free mirror out of it. Anyway, on to the next. Cobb knob. For the longest time, I wanted the white Cobb shift knob that is sold by Cobb. I found out later that I forget the material it's made out of. It is like a plastic, but it's really light, and I wanted something more with a bit more weight to it, so never ended up doing that. Next one, quick release, crossed out with question marks. Now that's funny. So much want, but broke boy. So this one just kind of puts in perspective. If you put in the work, you can actually get something if you really, really want it. At this time, I never thought I'd get a quick release. It was just kind of one of those dream parts I wanted, and I didn't think I'd ever actually get. But as some of you know, I do have an Energy quick release wheel, so that is pretty sweet. Rear dome light, that's nothing really. The rear dome light, I was changing the bulbs and it kept falling out of its place, so I had to glue it back up. A-pillar gauges, that is a huge one for me. I still don't have those, but that is one part that I really want for my speed. If you don't know what A-pillar gauges are, if you're sitting in your driver's seat right by your window, that A-pillar on your left hand side, you can get 3 gauges or 2 gauges or 1 gauge, whatever you want. I want triple, but you can get gauges set there, and I really love the look of them, and I think they'd be really useful. So that is definitely one for the list. Okay, so moving on to, I think we'll do engine next, and we'll leave the rice for the last, because that one's pretty funny over there. But engine, this is a big one because this is all the expensive shit, and most of this I really didn't think I was ever going to get to in the 2.5 years of owning this car. First one, big turbo bitches, that's what I said. By the way, all these little like signs, my niece and nephew like to draw on this whenever they come to my house to visit, so there's like X's and shit and weird stuff drawn all over it. But anyway, big turbo bitches. Again, how to fix a race car. My turbo was blown at the time, so I knew I needed a new turbo. I just didn't know what to get. I ended up getting a Cork Sport turbo, which is a little bit bigger than stock, so most people don't consider it big turbo, but I do anyways, because fuck it. I did end up actually getting a bigger turbo, which is pretty cool. Front mount intercooler all day long, no more heat soak. So that is still one thing that I do not have. This spring, actually, stick around to this channel, you'll be definitely seeing a cool install for a front mount intercooler. I have big plans for my front mount setup, so yeah, that's a big one up next. Next one, high pressure fuel pump internals, 100%. So if you're new to the Mazdaspeed community, if you read on the forums or if you're on any Facebook pages or whatever, you'll know that people will drive this into your brain that you need high pressure fuel pump internals, because it is notorious for speeds to go zoom zoom boom whenever you don't have high pressure fuel pump internals. So that is a big one. I do have those. I have Autotex. Next up, big intake, 3-inch or 3.5. I don't have that. I am still running the Cork Sport short ram intake. It's doing fine for my power goals right now, but if I decide to go upwards towards 400, 350, 375-ish, I think I will be going 3-inch for sure. Big intake is a no for now. I do not have that. I'm not too worried about getting that real soon, but it is in the future for sure. Downpipe, need more rumble. Now that is a big one. I got that last year. Catless downpipe, just straight pipe exhaust. No mufflers, no cats, no nothing. I have an unboxing video and an install video on that if you want to check it out. I do have a downpipe, so that's a check for that one. 3-bar map sensor, I have that. 3-port boost solenoid controller, I have that as well. The 3-bar and the boost controller all came with the turbo that I bought. All came as one, so that's pretty good. Next up is injector seals. I do not have injector seals. I am really not looking forward to doing injector seals, but if you stick around this channel, I have big plans for the springtime to possibly tackle that, because I will be taking my intake manifold off to clean it and to paint it. I'm doing some other stuff as well while I'm down there, so I can kind of bang a bunch of things out at once while I'm taking the intake manifold off. So injector seals may be coming up, we'll see. Rear motor mount, you should have this already, you basic bitch. Yeah, just being a savage to myself, I guess. Rear motor mounts is definitely a must for Mazdaspeeds, and I still don't have one, which is sad. I think this summer for sure I will be getting one. I do not know why I've never gotten one yet, so yeah, that's definitely on the list. Okay, so to move on to our exterior, this is where the rice comes in. This is where all the fun little stupid racer mods that I really wanted to do. This is the list of them. You can tell that that list is a bit bigger than the others. Let's start at the top. Tell it to quit smoking. Again, that's just another note to remind me that this was the time that my turbo was just absolutely messed up and just smoked way too much at intersections and whatnot. It says, oh boy, ... because I knew there was a bunch of things I wanted and it was just going to cost a lot of money for me to get all these things. Dance's Life, I don't remember writing that. I feel like one of my buddies might have wrote that, because I never really had any plans to stance this car out. But anyways, let's get into this list here for exterior. Hater pipes, new design, 2017. I never got around to that. I did have some plans on getting rid of the tailpipes that stick out the back of the car. I don't know, it's just kind of an iconic thing now for my speed. I like hearing people complain about them when they hit their shins on it, so it's kind of funny. Next up, drift stitch. Fix that shit. On the bottom passenger side of my front bumper, I hit a snowbank when I winter drove it one year. The first year I got my Speed when it was fully stock, I drove it in the snow and I was sliding around in a parking lot and I'm pretty sure I hit like a pile of snow and it cracked it. I did end up putting a drift stitch on it with some zip ties, so that's done. Bigger, wider wheels with a bunch of dollar signs after. That is one that I didn't think I was ever going to get to, but I did. I run 18 by 9.5 plus 35 ESR SR09s. They are pretty wide. I have lots of videos on that, rolling my fenders, pulling my fenders, all that crap. So go check that out. Red Rally Armor mud flaps for show. I don't know what's with all this like stupid weird talk, like so much want broke boy, like what am I don't know, man. Don't judge me, okay? Just don't. This is a funny story actually. From the beginning I really wanted red mud flaps for my car, just to offset the white, just to stand out a lot. And when the time came that I was going to order my mud flaps, I called Rally Armor and I just wanted to do the order through the phone. I think something was wrong with their website at the time or something like that. But anyway, I gave them a call. I was kind of on the fence of what color I wanted. You can get black, you can get red. I think there's one other. I originally said black. I kind of just switched my mind right as I was talking to the guy on the phone. I switched my mind and I was like, yeah, I'll grab a set of blacks. And he was doing his computer thing, and then a couple minutes later he's like, we don't actually have any in stock. The only thing we have is red ones. And I was like, well, this must be fate. So we grabbed the red ones, we ordered them, and I've loved them ever since I got them. No complaints at all. I love the look of them. But yeah, so we do have red Rally Armor flaps. Full skirts, lip, rear diffuser. Full skirts, no, I don't have those. Front lip, I do have a front lip now. And rear diffuser, that is a big one. Hopefully this summer I will be getting. I've got big plans for that if they come through, so stay tuned for that as well. Wing extension, paint match. I do not have a wing extension yet. I'm looking into that as well. I'm in no rush really for the wing extension, so no big deal. Rear badges, undecided color. I like to change the color of my badges a lot on the rear of the car. I guess they've really only been chrome, white, and black. Right now they're black, just to offset the white. Bigger scoop. That is a good one because I didn't think I was ever going to get that either, or at least for a long time. But I did end up getting this bigger scoop from Cork Sport last summer, and I really like it. Carbon fiber really looks good on the white. Rear wiper delete. I have not done that yet. I did daily my car up until this coming season. I won't be dailying the Speed, so not having a rear wiper in the rain I thought would kind of suck, so I decided to keep that on. I might delete it this summer if I think of it again. Open mouth grill, next mod. So that's kind of funny because my camera is actually on the box that the open mouth grill is in. That's going to be a big part of the front mount intercooler setup I'm going to be running this summer. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well. If you don't know what open mouth grill is, just look up Mazdaspeed open mouth grill on Google and you'll see it. Full paint restore, of course. Like I said earlier, I'm really particular with how clean my paint is, and I like to keep it in mint condition, clay barring it all the time, washing it all the time. Last season I said I was going to do a complete buff and a complete restore of the paint just to make that white pop again, get all the fine scratches and whatnot. I didn't end up doing it, but I am going to be doing it this spring when my car is ready to come out. I did get a buffer for Christmas, so excited to try that out. Redo those whack-ass taillights. Whack-ass underlined twice, just so you don't miss it. Basically, that is, I don't know if any of you guys watching this right now have seen my video of tinting my taillights with nightshade, but it was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. I took them out of my car, did them in my furnace room here at my house before I ever had the shop, and yeah, it was just a disaster. It ran, it looks bad, and I still haven't redone them. Still to this day, there's still the same shitty looking taillights. You're probably hard pressed to find a video of a close-up of those taillights, so you guys don't really ever see them, but one of these days I'll show you how shitty they are, and it's just going to make me want to redo them that much more, so hopefully I redo those this year, because I was supposed to do them last year and I didn't. Full tint. Probably not. So that was another one I didn't think I was ever going to get. Tint for some people is not really a big deal, but for some people it is a big deal. Some people need to have their cars tinted, like all the way around, a good dark tint. And now I can see why people do tint their cars, because I absolutely love it. Full tint, just the little things that make the accessories of the outside of the car look a bit better, especially on a white car. I find the black windows look really good offsetting the white paint. And the last thing is hella horns. Get rid of that little girl's bike horn. I don't know what it says under there, it's kind of wiped away, but basically the horn on my Speed is pretty well done. Like, it's blown, it sounds awful, and I think that's why I wrote little girl. It sounds like a little girl's bike horn because it's that messed up. Hella horns I'm hoping to do with this open mouth grill, again what you guys are sitting on right now, so that you can actually see them. If you don't know what hella horns are, just Google them and you'll see. That might be a mod for midsummer-ish sometime, but not a big rush for those as well. Alright guys, so that is my list of my dream parts list for my Mazdaspeed that I made like 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago or whatever. At the time, these were all the parts that I had planned out or I was dreaming for my Speed. Yeah, I have most of this stuff done, as you can tell. We just talked about it all. But there's a few more things I do need to do, and when I get that done, I'm going to erase all this and probably start a new one or something. Yeah, we can't forget about Cuz Drift Life, right? Front wheel drive army, let's go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different. We're not working on the car at the shop or anything. We're just here in my room, my office, whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is my goals list for my Speed. If you have one, write them out. Have it down on a physical piece of paper in front of you or whatever. Hopefully you can complete your list as much as I've completed mine so far. Yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one. Peace.